If you're thinking about buying the Apple Watch SE, hold up because I'm going to reveal some things you absolutely need to know before dropping your hard-earned cash. This watch promises a lot: calls, texts, GPS, workouts, music, all from your wrist, leaving your phone in your pocket. But here's what surprised me. Despite the hype and sleek design, there are some serious problems that could make you regret your purchase. In fact, what I discovered flips the usual glowing Apple reputation on its head. So should you really buy the Apple Watch SE? Stick around because by the end of this review, you'll know exactly what you're getting into and whether it's really worth $140 and up. First things first. Who exactly is this watch for? If you want a feature-packed smartwatch without the premium price tag of the Apple Watch Series 8, the SE looks like a solid middle ground, but is it? Let's dive deeper. The Apple Watch SE comes with a bright Retina LTPO OLED display that Apple boasts is easy to see even under sunlight. It's loaded with useful features like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and NFC connectivity, allowing calls, texts, Apple Pay, and voice-activated Siri commands right from your wrist. Plus, it's water-resistant up to 164 feet so you can swim or shower with it. Sounds fantastic, right? It even tracks workouts from cycling to high-intensity interval training and streams music from Apple Music without needing your phone nearby. But here's the twist. Despite all these bells and whistles, the SE feels like it's playing second fiddle to Apple's pricier models in ways that matter: battery life, health features, and overall performance. And that's before we talk about the cost-to-value ratio, which might surprise you in ways you didn't expect. Let me kick things off with the display. Yes, it's bright and crisp, but it's not an always-on display like the Series 8, which might be a deal-breaker if you're used to just glancing at your wrist to check the time without flicking your wrist. This means more wrist lifts and awkward hand flips than you'd want during a meeting or workout. Apple clearly cut corners here, making it a not-so-subtle reminder this is their budget smartwatch. But if you don't mind the flick gesture game, this might not bother you. Now, on to connectivity. Calls and texts from your wrist are cool, but this only works seamlessly if you're locked into the iPhone ecosystem. Android users, well, better keep your phone out because you'll lose most functions. So the SE isn't exactly universal, more like Apple's closed garden with a velvet rope. On the fitness front, the Apple Watch SE stands tall with plenty of workout modes, GPS tracking, and integration with Apple's Activity app, giving motivation analytics right on your phone. However, it lacks the ECG sensor and blood oxygen monitoring found in the more expensive models. Important features if you're serious about health tracking, not just counting steps or logging calories. So it's kind of like ordering a deluxe burger and getting everything except the juicy patty. That's a bummer if you want the watch to be more than just a fancy notification center. Speaking of nutrition, the battery life on the SE is serviceable but definitely not spectacular. Expect to charge it nightly, which isn't a big deal if you're disciplined, but it knocks it below competitors that can stretch over 2 days or more. For an active lifestyle, this means consistent charging breaks, which can be a nuisance. And if you're hoping to stream music during a long run, the battery melts faster, leaving you scrambling for your phone or backup headphones. Apple does promise better efficiency with the S5 chip inside, but in real-world use, battery anxiety is real. Now, let's talk software quirks. The SE runs watchOS, offering smooth animations and a good app ecosystem, but you might find some third-party apps lacking compared to what's available on your phone. Also, the watch software is heavily reliant on your iPhone. If the watch disconnects, some functionality, like messaging and phone calls, gets limited. It's like being tethered invisibly to your phone even though the SE wants you to believe you're free. It's similar to having a frenemy, great company, but with some annoying strings attached. Here's another funny thought. Why did the Apple Watch cross the wrist? To leave your phone in your pocket, of course. but sometimes it feels like the watch just wants to rush back and fetch the phone anyway because it needs it so much. Jokes aside, this phone in your pocket promise falls a bit short unless you have a cellular model, which bumps the price way up. So for many buyers, that freedom isn't quite there. So, who should actually consider the Apple Watch SE? If you're a casual iPhone user who wants a reliable fitness companion and occasional wrist notifications without breaking the bank, the SE might make sense. It's cheaper than an Apple Watch Series 8, which retails for several $100s more, and it's packed with many basics that will cover everyday smartwatch needs. Also, if you're new to smartwatches and want to try Apple's ecosystem without investing a ton initially, this is a solid gateway. But if you're health conscious, want longer battery life, or cutting-edge features like ECG or always-on display, the SE will feel like a half-baked deal. In fact, for just a bit more, the newer Series 8 offers significantly more, making the SE less appealing. Think of the SE as the economy seat on a jet, functional but missing the luxury extras you might find worthwhile on longer journeys. Let me share a quick story. A friend of mine grabbed the Apple Watch SE when it first came out, excited to ditch her bulky phone for workouts. But after a few weeks, she ended up carrying her phone most of the time anyway, because the watch's battery was draining faster than expected, and she missed the health sensors from higher-end models. She joked it was like buying a convertible and never rolling down the windows. Funny but telling. By the way, the 4.2-star rating on Amazon isn't shabby and shows many users are happy with the watch, especially for what it offers at around $140. That price makes it accessible, and you do get a well-made device with smooth integration with iOS. However, happy with what they get and happy with their purchase decision are two different things. Some reviews praise the watch's speed and smooth UI. Others lament the missing features and short battery life. Okay, let's rehook. Are you someone who treasures practicality over flash? Do you want a watch that blends fitness tracking, notifications, and decent battery life without stepping up to Apple's full flagship price? Then the SE ticks many boxes. But if you're an Apple aficionado expecting the latest innovations or a health junkie craving detailed biometric data, this watch will frustrate you. Remember, when buying tech, the cheapest or mid-tier option isn't always the best value in the long run. Sometimes investing a bit more upfront saves hassle later. And that's why I recommend carefully weighing whether the core features of the Apple Watch SE fit your lifestyle, or if you'd be better off saving for a higher-tier model. To summarize, the Apple Watch SE is a competent budget smartwatch with impressive features like a crisp Retina display, water resistance, call and text functionality, and solid workout tracking. It shines for daily casual users comfortable with the Apple ecosystem and who don't mind some compromises. Problems like lack of an always-on display, missing advanced health sensors, limited battery life, and heavy iPhone reliance are trade-offs you should know upfront. For $140, it delivers decent quality but isn't perfect. Here's a tech joke for you. Why did the smartwatch break up with the smartphone? It felt chained down. See, the Apple Watch SE's dependency on your iPhone is definitely a sticking point. Another one. Why was the watch nervous at the race? Because it feared being outpaced. Battery life on the SE sometimes feels like that runner. Alright, so here's my take. If you want an Apple Watch experience without spending $400 or more and can live with its shortcomings, the Apple Watch SE is a solid pick. It's a gateway to the Apple wearable ecosystem with enough features to impress casual users. Plus, Apple's build quality ensures it will last several years. For the price, it's hard to beat fully integrated iOS compatibility paired with basic health and fitness features. Before I let you go, remember prices on Amazon fluctuate fast, so if you want to get your hands on the Apple Watch SE for the best deal, check the link in the description below right now. Don't wait too long or you might end up paying more later. Trust me, This $140 smartwatch sometimes disappears or jumps in price like a jack-in-the-box at a tech sale. Final joke. Why don't smartwatches ever clock out? Because time is always ticking, but you gotta clock out to charge this one overnight. Thanks for sticking with me through this honest Apple Watch SE review. Whether you buy it or skip it, you now have the full picture. So decide wisely and don't forget to hit that link below for the latest prices and deals. Until next time, stay smart, stay connected.